Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikki. Today I have 5 insanely easy, healthy, and most importantly, delicious lunch recipes for you. Now, I don't know about you, but lunch is the hardest meal for me. Typically because I will actually cook breakfast and I'll cook dinner, and lunch I just don't feel like making. So what I like to do is make bigger batches of these foods and then I can have them for a few days so I don't have to cook every single day. Let's get into the first recipe. Okay, to start, we are going to make a chicken salad sandwich, and I'm very excited about it because it's delicious, healthy, and you get all of this food for 5 points. Seriously. All right, let's do it. Okay, so obviously for the chicken salad sandwich, we're going to need some chicken, and I like to use canned chicken. I use this stuff from Costco because all other canned chicken is like chunks, but this is like legitimate chicken breast. Then we're going to add some diced up pickles. We're going to season it with some seasoning salt to taste. Then we're gonna put some garlic powder, some onion powder. We're going to do some red pepper flakes for some heat. And then you can use mayo, but I got these little guacamole packs from Costco. It's the same amount of points for one of these as it is for a tablespoon of mayo, but I believe there's 4 tablespoons in this. Then we are going to give it a good squeeze of mustard, again to taste. I'm pro mustard. Wow, it does not look very appetizing like this. The downside of using the avocado is that if you don't use it all in one sitting, it is going to go a little bit brown colored. It'll still taste great though. We're going to throw 2 pieces of Little Big Bread into the toaster. We are going to put a little bit of dried dill in there as well for some extra flavor. And then give it a quick taste. This is only for me, so don't be alarmed. That chicken is already a little bit salty if you use the stuff from Costco, so don't go too heavy on the salt. Okay, so the toast came out of the toaster. Now we're going to lay down some bell pepper, and I'm going to crisscross that with some pickle. Put a little bit of this chicken salad on. Again, this entire batch is going to be 3 points, so you can eat as much as you want. And then top it with a little bit of spring mix. And that is your chicken salad sandwich. For recipe number 2, this is going to be a pasta salad. Now I love any sort of salad that doesn't focus on greens. Yes, I know. But this pasta salad is literally so delicious with its homemade dressing. I really hope that you enjoy this recipe as much as I did. Let's get into it. So for our chicken pasta salad, we are going to start with cooking the chicken breasts. I did turn the heat onto medium and just cook them until the bottoms were no longer sticking. Then, while the chicken was cooking, I filled a pan with some water, put it onto high heat to boil it, and started chopping up my vegetables. I have bell peppers and some carrots. Next, I put the bell peppers into a bowl and started cooking the rotini on the stove. Now, I did end up putting the carrots into the rotini pasta water so they could cook a little bit, because otherwise I find they're a really hard, tough texture. Then I opened up a can of corn and put that with the bell peppers after I drained it. I also started chopping up some dill because that is going to be one of the main spices and herbs in this pasta salad. I added some oat Greek yogurt because again, we're dairy free, but you could substitute with regular Greek yogurt to try and keep the points down on this. Then I added some mayonnaise in there. I added some pepper and some seasoning salt, some garlic powder, and some onion powder, as well as that fresh dill, and I gave that a mix. Now I drained the pasta and the carrots and added that into the bowl with the corn and bell peppers and poured the dressing on top. After the chicken was done cooking, I let it rest for a little bit and then shredded it up and added it into my pasta salad. I dished it up and yep, it's delicious. Recipe number 3. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this one does not look pretty at all, but it is very, very tasty. Side note as well for this one is the original recipe called for 5 tablespoons of sugar, and not only is that very, very high in points, but secondly, I actually don't like super sweet foods that are supposed to be savory, if that makes sense. So since this is an orange chicken, I did just adapt it to what my needs were, and I will post that recipe in the link below. Without further ado, let's get into it. For this recipe, you're just going to combine all of the ingredients except for the cornstarch and water at the end into a pan and cook it until the chicken is completely cooked through. Then you're going to add in that cornstarch slurry that will thicken it up. And then while your chicken mixture is cooking, you can heat up your cauliflower rice and you can cook your rice. I just do a 1-to-1 ratio because I tend to use jasmine rice. Then combine your rice and your cauliflower rice into a bowl and put as much orange chicken on top of it as you want. Once again, it doesn't look pretty, but it tastes great. Okay, we're already at recipe number 4. This is going to be a couscous salad. And instead of just making a boring old couscous salad, we are making a chili lime version. If you watched my previous video, my Walmart grocery haul, I did say I was gonna make this recipe, and here we go. Spoiler alert though, it is phenomenal, so you'll wanna bookmark this one. For the couscous salad, you are going to start by combining 1 cup of dry couscous with 1 cup of boiling water and covering that, setting it aside. Next, you're going to add some olive oil and the zest of 1 lime, the juice of that lime, grate up some garlic, add some chili powder and a little dash of maple syrup, as well as a little bit of salt to taste. Put the lid on the jar and mix it up. While your couscous is cooking, you're going to cut up some bell pepper, put that into the couscous, and shred up some carrot. This is a really, really good way to eat carrots raw. Add that in with your couscous and your bell pepper. I had to move mine to a little bit of a bigger bowl because I was running out of space. Now you can open and drain a can of chickpeas. Make sure that you rinse them really well and then add them to the bowl along with your dressing. Mix it all to combine and taste it. You just watched me make it, so now let's try it. I've never made this recipe before, so I'm pretty excited. Okay, it's so good. That chili lime is bomb. It's so good. I would highly, highly recommend. I did make an adaptation to this recipe that I found, so I will link that in the description box below. Finally, we have recipe number 5, which is a BLT. No tomato, but instead we're gonna sub turkey. This is a super easy one to throw together whenever you just don't have the time or energy. So let's get into it. For our 5th and final recipe, we're going to start by cooking the bacon. So throw it into the air fryer if you have one, or just cook it on the stove or the oven, and cook it until it's crispy. Then you are going to make a sriracha mayo by combining some mayonnaise and some sriracha sauce. Give it a mix. Grab some big little bread, they're 1 point per slice, toast it, pop it on a plate, and put a little bit of that sriracha mayo down onto your sandwich. Add some deli turkey, a little bit of lettuce, and that bacon. Literally, that's it. I added a little bit of bell pepper to add some vegetables and make back one of the points. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you staying until the end. Let me know in the comments below which recipe you want to try, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.